Crews want to make sure Smith Mountain Lake and the people who use it stay safe. Law enforcement agencies, environmentalists, and emergency crews gathered as part of a newly formed Emergency Preparation Advisory Board. New at 6, WSLS 10's Bree Jackson tells us how this group plans to better protect the lake.
Today, federal, state, and local leaders gathered at Appalachian Power here in Roanoke to talk about ways to protect one of the area's most valuable resources, Smith Mountain Lake.
There are efforts underway to safeguard one of our area's environmental jewels from hazardous materials. Many remember this scene from 2014 when a train carrying crude oil derailed in Lynchburg. Crews at Smith Mountain Lake want to be prepared to handle potential incidents like this.
We started thinking, well, what about our water supplies? What travels over our bridges? What travels next to our lake?
When it comes to containing emergencies, local leaders say the first 4 hours are key. By planning ahead, officials hope to establish an effective emergency plan.
There's this window where we're on our own, and so we need to have the equipment, and we need to have a process, and we need to know what's going across the tracks, when it's going across the tracks.
Which is why Lovegrove helped establish an Emergency Preparation Advisory Board for Smith Mountain Lake. It's made up of local, state, and federal agents trained to identify potential threats.
You're on water, you have some water intakes which you have along the rivers, so you have to be able to protect and react. You're never going to be able to eliminate all the threats.
Bartos says it's important for the lake and other communities along rail and transportation routes to plan ahead.
Just mitigation of the threat, containment of the threat.
And if something similar happens, crews want to make sure they're ready to respond and protect the lake and the people who live here.
And moving forward, local leaders say they plan to do a risk analysis and also establish a budget to determine exactly how much money is going to be needed to make sure that Smith Mountain Lake can be protected from any emergency that occurs. In Roanoke, Bree Jackson, WSLS 10.